Hey everybody here, Own Goal bringing you Game 3 of the Grand Finals of Tour and Season 9 Championships against Enticity. We, in this game, have taken the Beastmen, probably our best faction, into his empire. And as we were mentioning in the previous video, we don't have a lot of scouting and prep for Enticity. I hadn't actually seen him box at all. Like, he used to be, renowned for his VP box in Warhammer 2. Recently, I've seen him doing like SE cheese and like meat and potatoes, cavalry, and inf tactics. So, in quite a bit of kite with Empire, he loves war wagons. So I was really expecting him to try to out kite. So I took chasing units that are good against any kite support SEs and are harder to shoot, and a lot of chaff. And he just went for the full mantide box, which I think pretty much hard counters the build I brought. Like, he doesn't have that vulnerable ranged assets. So these gore herds are going to be really susceptible. And I took like a miasma caster, which is good against his cav, but I have nothing to really clear this like horde of spearmen. So this is a case where Enticity really likes these polarized builds. He wins a lot on the build screen. He takes smart builds that emphasize one dimension a lot and have some flexibility to fight. So not cheese, but extreme. And sometimes he just gets free wins on that. I think overall this kind of approach can be weaker than taking balanced builds, but it's definitely not like a clear-cut thing, and it really works for him here. So we're kind of hard countered at the build screen, which we see when we load in. So now we're going to try to win on points, meaning we want to early contest. And Enticity does a nice job here of like, when you're playing these boxes, you want to take the fight in a good position. And he's doing a good job here of being close to his spawn, but positioned to contest 2 points so he doesn't get far behind. And that makes it hard for us to pull out an easy victory. So, we're trying to find it in here. We're trying to claw for a good angle. And he's not really exposing like any obvious weaknesses. If you go look at our how-to video series, we talk about how flat formations can be very exposed to flank overloads, and Enticity demonstrates not that here. So he has this circular formation where there's no like obvious infantry gap, and then he has his secondary positioned proactively to resolve gaps. So like if there's a breach point or we're like proceeding well with a dive, he can intercept. And because we have these two Gorbles, our dive is actually quite weak. They're not good at fighting chaff. They're very good at killing large SEs. And we took a little more poke than we should. We're tired at this point in the day. So a lot of things not going right. We build up a little bit so we have a bigger army, and then we go for the Alpha Strike. He's getting phenomenal damage with these archers. We're getting a couple picks in our favor. Like you can see the values somewhat close here, but we're fighting close to his side. And he's got these swordsmen running somewhat uncontested. So normally the diving player would be in pretty good shape here against the box. We're like somewhat even on value, but he's actually got more melee assets than I do because he went so deep on infantry and cav. So I'm not actually necessarily favored here as the game breaks out. So I'm doing what I can. I'm like trying to get good dives. I'm trying to on this map, if you can get a back cap, sometimes you can grind them out. Like if you around this point in the game, you back cap, and then you ride that to like 1,000 or 1,100. Then you can just Helm's Deep up on this point and win. So I'm seeing that I'm losing on value and the game is slipping away, and I'm trying to make that happen. But Enticity knows this. He's got anti-large units positioned there. He's got more infantry and cav coming in. This is all pretty good play from him. His build is just very not soft to the late game Centaurs, which is something he should expect and was ready for. The Gorbles aren't really able to get any good targets. There we have it again. This is good to replay review. I think I have horse blinders for the very back of the map, so at the end, for about 30 seconds, I lost some chasing units there. So Enticity gets this. He wins the Grand Finals. Congrats, Enticity. Looking at our units, the Gorbles were terrible. No good targets. The Gore Herd did all right. There's some of the better inf on inf units in the game. And our reinforcements did not do particularly well, especially the Centaurs. he miasmaed them, he shot them, and then his spear chef did very well. He just edged us out on the trades. So this is our 10th major championship appearance so far in Dom, and our 6th finals loss, which is why our username is own goal. We're very good at scoring on ourselves. And overall, it doesn't feel too bad. Enticity prepared harder. He played better on the day of. That's highly respectable. We found a few holes in our game. Saw some entertaining games. Went 7-0, then 0-3 on the reverse sweep. So a fun season and not a disappointing finish. The real MVP, I think, of the tournament was Navigator for beating Berserk. It's just so cool to see folks come join RTK, practice, and then get these kinds of results. Love to see this team succeed. And also, shout out to Oishi. He's been really active, major fixture of the tournament. It's really cool to see the Korean community reaching out and joining more Western tournaments. And God help us all, the Korean RTS scene is here. I look forward to the day where the top 4 is entirely Korean players, which may one day come. So thanks for watching. Hope you found this helpful. If you like this kind of content, absolutely subscribe. Let me know in the comments. Keep publishing some more of it. Take care.